Hello. So today I'm gonna show you how to make a queuing script. So from what you can see, we have three queues, and you can see also about the workspace. You can see that we also have the queues folder for all of the queues, and then we have every individual queue inside of that folder. Now, as you can see, there seems to be stuff inside of the queues, so let's check what they are. They have minimum queue size, which is an integer value, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same with queue size, integer value. And these are meant to explain and set behaviors. Sorry for my burp. For example, this is minimum queue size. This is the queue size for like the maximum queue size. I didn't really want to name it maximum because I made this first, then I also added this. I'm not gonna rename that, okay? I don't really care. Second of, we have hitbox, which is we're gonna have a touched event to enter the queue, and the hitbox is the thing that's controlling that. The hit the hitbox is what you will be touching basically, and then as you can see, we have a surface GUI inside of it because we're just doubling tasks on things. And in here we have basically the informatics about what's going on, and let's just go test it out without showing anything. Actually, let me show you. So we have the main, which basically we're just gonna be adding everything in that. It doesn't really matter, just like the base. And then we have a modules. We have a script called initiator. It doesn't really do much on its own. Just finds modules. Okay, if you don't know OOP, this is gonna sound like nonsense, but we first of all get all the modules, and then we do if the module has an init function, meaning it's like a controller modules and stuff that start on their own. We just initialize them and they just run their own code then. And these are the models that we have. Let's go ahead and open let's open them in order to how they work. So first of all, we have the queue controller module. What it does is basically, okay, let me simplify this so it doesn't seem complicated. So what it does, so this is OOP structure, um, and what we do is, so we get a module script, okay, and then this is the module script, like this whole thing. We set the index to the module script. This is basically what it's pointing to, like the index that we will be making a semi-table thing is it's gonna be this, okay? Something like that. I'm not really gonna dive into deep, you know. You don't really need to know that. You just know that okay, so this is how you set an OOP table. You do local self. Self is the thing that you do with OOP. So self equals semi-table, which is what you do to set an OOP table. Here you put all the values that you will want to change. For example, self.queues and stuff. You can put them down though, you don't have to do it here. And then you just assign the index that we're just gonna be making. And then as you can see, you're gonna be calling everything used by using self because you make a separate copy of this, and then basically this is just named self. Okay. And you know how stuff change, you know the values of this that the self has, and everything is individual to the self. Okay, something like that. You don't need to know that. Okay, if you want, I might make in the future separate OOP thing, but for now, just see how it works. So first of all, again, this is this initialize, which means in the initiator script, this runs on its own at the start of the game. And what it does, it creates a queue controller thing. We now assign the values, and then as you can see here, for I in queue for I in queues for I in queue in pairs queues is basically this. So we have three queues. We're gonna be making three queues. And as you can see, we have a self uh, colon handle player events. What this does, it basically, so we connect it to another module, which is the player events module, as you can see here. And what this does basically, we have a bindable event which is player died, and once inside of this module, this runs, okay, then basically run this code but on this side because it's a bindable event, and this helps us know if, for example, someone that's in the queue is gonna die or if someone's gonna leave, so we know how to queue them. And I can go ahead and showcase this. Actually, I never tried testing the in case someone leaves, but I assume it should work. We're gonna find out together. And find players queue is just a way to path out what queue the player that we will be dequeuing is from. And since everything is inside the queue controller because we make them here, we know everything. Okay, this is a queue controller. Now we have the queue model. So, okay, this should be more of a brainfuck. In short, we make the queue. This is gonna be updating every second, so you can check for stuff like how many players are in the thing and set conditions. This update text, which is gonna be updating this. Then we teleport them to the designated spot, which is place ID. Then this is how we queue players. This is how we set the leave button for players, which is gonna be a button that appears to their screen and they can click to the queue, and we handle how to destroy the leave button. We also have make UI, which basically adds the player's image over here. We have DQ, and then we have destroy UI. Pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, and that's basically it for this. And then we have player events, which is what I said previously. I don't even know where I run. Do I run .new? Oh yeah, I'm fucking stupid. Okay, there we go. Anyways, yeah. This is so when you put this next to a function, it means it's kind of it's private. Like it doesn't force it to be private, but it's, for example, let's say you do player events. Okay, why am I not? I guess I'm not gonna work outside of this because we're not requiring it. I actually want to test something. Will this work if I do require player events? No. Yeah. So if you go here and do this, for example, if you see the underscore in front, you're gonna be like, okay, so I'm not supposed to be using that, so I will not be using it from externally. So you won't be using externally. This is only to be used in here. You wouldn't use it in here, for example. Okay. Anyways, enough yapping. That's basically everything. And so let's go ahead and test it. Okay. I hope the output print wasn't an IP grab logger. There seems to be an issue here. Oh, okay, I forgot to, hold on a second. I forgot to add the button. I made this in another game, which it was like a commission, I guess you can see. So I won't be. Come. Oh yeah, I do have. Oh yeah, I have a Q button. What? Like, how do I not think that's? I don't know. It's late at night. I'm sorry for my performance. Anyhow, okay. So now let's go ahead and test it. Okay. As you can see, What happened to my sensitivity? I don't know. Okay, as you can see, it says 0 of 8 players, waiting for 4 more players because that's the minimum amount of players that you need. Here, you need 2 more players, 4 is the maximum. And here, since it's a solo queue, you just need 1. If I go ahead and touch this, as you can see, it's going to say waiting for teleport, and it's going to start counting down. Also, you can see my image there, have a nice border. I have a leave queue button. If I click this, it does dequeue me properly, and then I can just queue again, as you can see. Now, let's try some other edge cases, such as what happens when you reset character, leave the game, try to touch other stuff. In this case, nothing happens. You know. Also, here in the bigger queues, as you can see, it needs 1 more player to start because the minimum is 2, so it's just gonna wait forever because you don't have enough required. Same for this, but you need 3 more. I also probably need to do something about the images so that they just play correctly. For example, here you're not gonna be waiting for much more players, so it should be just like one big here. Here you're waiting for 4, so that's fine. Here maybe 2 rows. We'll figure it out another time. Now for now, this works. So this is completely fine. Maybe I can just do code anyways. Yep. Okay, let's test edge case number 1, which is resetting character. As you can see, has dequeued me properly. I'm not in the queue anymore. Can I queue again? Yes, absolutely. So this works completely. Now let's go ahead and test it with more players and see what happens. Okay, for this I might need to, hold on. For this I might need to, hold on. Kind of share my whole screen. How do I add this whole screen? Oh, there it is. No, it's not the, this, no, there it is, okay. Capture methods, display. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and test it with the server and clients. Let's have 3. Let's play around. Actually, let's have 4. Okay, this is just messing around. But it failed. Let me try 3. I don't know why it failed, but I kind of wanted to showcase that it does work with 4 players if they try to join the 8-player queue. I guess I can't test anymore. I'm seeing a lot of errors. What is going on? I think I understand what's going on. I think what I need to do is publish this. What do I even name? Q test? I don't know. There we go. Now that is published, I think it was saying there's an error with the universal ID, and usually when they say that, it's something to do with the experience not being public. Not seeing any errors thus far. Good, okay. I'm seeing errors now. I'm seeing errors, but okay. Where's the server? This is the server, okay. So as you can see, we have 3 players over here. Let's add one more. Okay. And we're gonna be going through a little test. So let's try and adding this guy to this queue. So you can see it works. And okay, he can't teleport. Fuck. Still, because if you have a Pico function listening for that, you can just requeue because his teleport failed. Now let me try to forcibly kill this guy. Where's his health? There it is. Okay, so let's try doing this one more time. Find this. Zero. Oh, DQ'd him. Nice. And if you wanna see if the button actually has left his screen, I don't remember which one it was. You just have to guess. But yeah, it does in fact leave the screen. Now, what I actually wanted to try out is, first of all, what will happen if I do this? Are they all on the... Yep, waiting for teleport, and he has added every single guy to the queue. The teleport doesn't work though because um, teleporting doesn't support guests. Also, this is also an error, which means that the experience that I'm trying to teleport them to is not allowed for me to teleport them to. So yeah, and now let's try another thing. Let's try to add two players over here, and let's remove one. Let's wait for the other loop. It says player 4. Okay, let's wait for the other loop. Okay, there we go. As you can see, the queue's in perfectly fine. It moves its GUI, which also means it moves the other GUI too. So yeah, the script is working. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump to a player. Whoever this is. Oi, that was a mistake. Oh, never mind. Oh, you know what happened? This is player 4. I have deleted his player, but he's still in the game. What is going on? Nothing works. Yeah, just leave the game at that point, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, so let's try to control someone else. This guy has to leave the queue because he's inside of the queue, obviously. As you can see, there's like a slight error here. Let me see. Okay, can I... Okay, so what's going on, if I understand correctly, is that the previous player had, because I removed him in a weird way, kind of had issues that leaked onto the other guy that was also in the queue. There's nothing to worry about. As you can see, it's still working, so it hasn't broken anything. Now let's try to teleport to see if it actually has broken anything or not. I kind of doubt it though. I don't think it broke anything. Yep, working perfectly fine. And you know, this script should be completely working. You can try it for yourself if you could even copy the code that I made. But yeah, this is completely working script. You can use it. It works. If anyone of you wants the code, you can just tell me. Maybe I'm gonna send it somehow. But yeah, this is the tutorial. As you can see, it works perfectly fine. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching and see you. Okay, let me find the... There it is. Okay, see you.